Hello there. Welcome to our 2016 to 2017 Profile with Driver project.
We will be your guides to understanding the method of defensive driving.
Now let us show you the different ways that you can become a defensive driver in today's world.
As you can see here, our driver is clearly doing the quick glance technique, which is a very common strategy that defensive drivers use, where the driver takes quick glances to the left and right to make sure that there aren't any dangers, especially in the blind spot.
Our driver has mostly good control over his space cushion, occasionally getting too close to the driver in front of him. However, he should be fine in a crash because he always wears a seatbelt.
But since the driver follows traffic laws and rules of the road flawlessly, there's not a high chance of that happening. The risk of a crash is further lowered by your driver's following of the SIPDE and Smith systems.
The driver follows the SIPDE and Smith by always aiming high. While steering, you see this when he looks ahead. They also scan their surroundings to see all other drivers. This also correlates to getting the big picture, part of the Smith system, and uses part of the Smith and SIPDE system to do the second part of the SIPDE system, which is to identify.
With the third part of the Smith system, keeping your eyes moving. This helps with highway hypnosis. You can use the identity part to predict, which is the third part of the SIPDE system. This can be used to make safe turns and see where other drivers are turning.
Adding on to the leading stuff now, there also is the decision step of the SIPDE system, which is simply deciding what to do after seeing what the other drivers do in traffic. This goes into the final step of the SIPDE system, which is to execute. This is simply executing their previous decision, and if they did everything right, they won't crash. They also lower the risk of a crash because they make sure that the other drivers around them can see them. And this is the final part of the Smith system.
Okay, so this is a clip from Miss Vona's drive where we see a mistake occur with the driver in front of her. What the driver is indicating is he's going to make a right turn, but later we see he actually makes a left turn and switches last second. But the lighting system with the blinkers is very important, not only to indicate what direction you're going, it's also helpful for other drivers to see you, especially at night when there's low visibility and you don't see that much. Helps a lot. As we see here, it's coming up on the moment, and there you go, it just switched. Now he's going to make that turn, and Miss Vona is going to predict that he's going to make that turn. He's also going to look both directions and wait, and then he makes the turn, and then everything runs smoothly. And then we see her driving ahead. We can't, well, you can actually see it above, but we have sun visors down because it's about midday and it's shining directly on us. And this is one of the mistakes I found in some other drivers. Yeah, next we have Mr. Joji make a mistake in his driving. So. Okay, so this is a Mr. Joji drive where he is driving behind a 18-wheeler, and when he passes it, right now he's going to pass it. He passes it a little too early. With smaller cars, you can probably get away with that, but the larger trucks take a longer time to stop, and you kind of cut it off a little early, so yeah.
Of this information, we give Mr. Joji and Miss Vona a 97%. Mr. Joji gets 97% because the only problem he had is sometimes having a small front space cushion in front of him, usually about 2 seconds instead of the standard 3. Miss Vona gets a 97% because the only mistake she made was she went slightly over the speed limit. back. I hope you enjoyed our Profile of a Driver project. That's it for now. See ya.